My name is Carter Ferguson, and I am the host of a podcast called Film Pro Productivity. And over the last year, as I've been trying to promote it, I've noticed one thing coming up again and again, and that is that a lot of people still don't know what a podcast is or how to listen to one. Google describes a podcast as a digital audio file made available on the internet for downloading to a computer or mobile device, typically available as a series, new installments of which can be received by subscribers automatically. And I would add to that podcasts are, generally speaking, completely free as well. Today I'm going to be going through the steps of how to listen to any podcast on an iPhone. This would probably work the same for an iPad as well. And bear in mind that you can actually listen to most podcasts via your browser, but this is specifically looking at using Apple Podcasts. So I've got some screen grabs here from an older iPhone in a format that I'm sure you'll recognize. So this first screen here is like the desktop, as it were, of an iPhone. And as I move on, I'm going to the next page, and I'm looking specifically for Apple Podcasts, which is Apple's own inbuilt app. You don't need to add an app. Apple have one already. And I've highlighted it here for you using the orange circle. So the first thing you want to do is click that app. And that will open up the inbuilt player. And it'll look something like this when you open it up at first. Now, if you know the URL of the podcast that you're wanting to listen to, you can press the plus button at the top. But if you're not sure of the URL, what you can do is go to the bottom right-hand corner and hit search. And when you do that, that'll call up a screen like this, and you can type in what you're looking for. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for my own podcast, which is Film Pro Productivity. And as I filled that in and hit search, this is the screen that came up, which, as you can see, one of the podcasts, the one first on the list there, is my own. So the next thing that I did is clicked that podcast, which opened up this new screen. And within this screen, you can see there is a subscribe button, and that's the way podcasts work. You, I think, can go in and just listen to individual episodes, but what you really want to be doing is identify podcasts that you enjoy and start subscribing to them. And then the iPhone itself will download new episodes as they become available. You can also search back using it and listen to older episodes too. So I hit subscribe, it just grays out there, and that means that I will get updates as they become available. The next thing, though, that I'm going to do is just hit one of these buttons here, choice paralysis. I'm going to just click that. That opens up this page here. And I'm going to click it again, and that opens up a specific page about choice paralysis. Obviously, there's a play button there, which I will hit, and that starts to play, as you can see at the bottom there. And I can go back on that and look at other episodes to download as well. One thing to look out for is when you open one of these, if you go to if you hit the description there, it's going to show you what are known as show notes. And you'll hear a lot of podcasters talking about show notes. A lot of people put transcriptions down of the whole podcast. iTunes kind of cuts that off. But if you've got things mentioned in the podcast, like web addresses or books or software or whatever, the chances are that the person that's put the podcast together will put these links into the show notes for you. So you want to be going into show notes and following links if there's something there that interests you. But basically, that's how you subscribe to a podcast. And that's obviously my podcast there. You can go and search for other shows. There are millions of them, literally millions of them out there. And there's amazing topics. There's dramas you can be listening to. There's fantastic educational shows. There's shows about niche hobbies. There's shows about absolutely everything. The selection of things that you can listen to is really extraordinary. A lot of it's fresh information, and it is just a great way to learn new things and to broaden your mind. So that is how you listen to a podcast using Apple Podcasts, the free Apple app on any iPhone or iPad. Get subscribing and enjoy. Thanks very much.